So Dave, thanks for coming on Curiosity Cake.
Hey, thank you for having me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
No problem. Do you want to tell us who you are and a bit about yourself?
Yeah, my name's Dave Ellis. I'm a third-year doctoral researcher in philosophy and religion at Bangor University. I study the overlap between religious belief and language. I look at a range of religious beliefs, from Christianity to Hinduism, and from a range of language-based traditions, from English variations of Christianity to the Sanskrit used in Hindu texts.
Cool. Sounds awesome. So what are we talking about on the episode?
Well, we spoke about it was a bit of a whirlwind of things, really. We were talking.
We've already done it, haven't we? So the question then is what did we talk about?
True. Yeah, I forgot we're talking in past tense, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, I'll re-answer. Well, we spoke about a range of things. We took a look at the place that religion has currently in society. We were looking at the role which technology brings to that, and we touched on matters about politics. We spoke about really the relationship between spiritual wisdom and scientific facts, and the interplay there about how far science can go with offering us spiritual guidance, and how far perhaps religion can go without maybe the need or the assistance sometimes from science.
Yes, it was a really good, interesting discussion, kind of really rooted in your knowledge of philosophy and language and religion there. That was really interesting. So I'm just wondering about yourself, kind of generally. You also have an interest in ADHD. So I first came across you because you'd written the Aeon article that was related to the science, religion, language issue, but you'd also written a bit about ADHD as well.
Yeah. Well, I have ADHD, and I've written about the language which people use to talk about ADHD, the language which people with ADHD are taught to use in reference to themselves, as if there is a them and an ADHD separate to them, and they're always somehow relating to it or struggling to deal with it. And in reality, it doesn't actually feel like that. So I was taking a look there, and how a better interest in our language can actually promote both scientifically a more accurate picture of the experience, but it would also promote inclusivity as well.
And is that a bit, because I've mentioned a little bit, I have my own disability and I've worked in the disability sector. So is that similar to the kind of idea if you talk about whether you have a disability or whether you're a disabled person? Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You know, what we say about ourselves define us just as much as how we say it. The way we talk, the things or metaphors that we use will start to structure or start to form shapes in our mind, perhaps without us even noticing. And yeah, the way we talk, am I disabled? Do I have a disability? Do I have ADHD? These sorts of terms and phrases of speaking really require a lot of attention, because several people could legitimately give different sorts of reasons. You know, some people are quite happy to say they're disabled, whilst other people don't like to use that term. So there's really a lot to unpack there for sure.
Yeah, definitely cool. So where can people check out that article?
Yeah, it's in the polyography. Oh, hang on, you might need to ask me that again.
Okay.
It's with Durham University. The polyphony. There we are, the polyphony. Okay. I'll re-answer. You can find it at the polyphony, which is published with Durham University. It's a public-facing discussion on medical ethics in the humanities.
Cool. So go check that out, people. And then just another couple of things I want to ask you, Dave. You reading anything interesting at the minute?
Aside from perhaps all the research I have to do,
Yeah,
interesting
it's not
stuff.
academic.
I'm a big fan of existential literature. So Albert Camus, Sartre. I'm very interested in stuff with Kafka. At the minute, I'm reading Sartre. I'm reading The Nausea, which has been a very intense but really, jam-packed book. It's really really enjoyable stuff.
Yeah, I'm talking to someone actually about coming on to talk about Camus. So I think he's maybe my favorite existentialist. But
I'm a big fan of Camus. I mean, the Outsider / The Stranger, brilliant piece of work.
Yeah, I think The Plague is my favorite one.
But very fitting as well for current events, isn't it? Yeah.
Cool. And then favorite film. I know this is always a challenging one.
Oh, it would be a toss-up between one of the original Star Wars trilogy. I think I'm a huge Star Wars fan.
So you're including the third one there?
Oh, I'm including the original trilogy. So I'll be from Hope.
Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. I like all three of them. I think what it is that I'm more than anything, it just gets my imagination going about alien societies and alien cultures and how really alien things can be and how things might be one day if we do find intelligent life. So really captivates me.
Yeah, what does a bar look like on another planet with lots of different kinds of aliens?
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, it's a brilliant idea, right? That aliens could come to Earth and see us doing sculpturing, and they've never ever thought about it. Like, we could be the only intelligent life on Earth that sculptures, and or we could see something they're doing and just think, why have we never thought of that? There's a brand new form of art that we've never even conceived of. Stuff like that really does get me thinking.
Yeah, cool. I watched Contact last week. It's that Jodie Foster film that was based on the Carl Sagan book. That was really interesting. Like she's an astronomer that spent her whole looking for aliens, and like the first as they actually get in contact, their first message is sending back a video they'd gotten from Earth that was like Hitler.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, I mean,
Hitler
talk
speech
about first impression, huh?
yeah. It was that's interesting, isn't it? But that I don't know how true it is from the film, but supposedly that's what they sent back because that was the first kind of communication that went off out into space that we created.
Well, I wonder how true that is, but I mean, I could well imagine that if you were to encounter an alien society, studying language now, that our languages would be as alien as our lives, and so what we say to them might just be totally ununderstandable. So the most logical thing to do would be to send something back which is already theirs, so at least we know that we're present. If that makes sense. So yeah, I mean, what could I say to a tribesman from 4,000 years ago about COVID? I mean, I could not say anything of sense to them. I'd have to pick up something they already know and do something with it for them to sort of access it. So that makes a lot of sense, I would think.
It'd probably be something like, "Where's your mask?"
yeah, absolutely.
Cool, Dave. That's great. I'm trying to keep this short, and again, just getting too involved in the conversation. So, great. Thanks very much for being on the show, and obviously everyone go and listen to Dave and check out Dave's work.
Thank you very much. It was great being with you.
Cheers.
See you soon.